Hi, my name is Beat Gillette, the founder and the creator of the Women's Code. I know you're very busy and I respect your time, so this will only take a few minutes. But I think it's important for you to learn a few things about why I am the specialist on finding balance. So maybe you're going through some of the same things that I did go through, and I was completely broke. I was more than broke. I was $135,000 in debt. And what happened to me is I had this idea of this creative business, and all these bad things that happened to other people happened to me. I had the bad employee that got a little too close to one of my key photographers, and then they decided they were going to run the business, but without me. Remember September 11th? Remember people that lost their business? That was me. I lost $500,000 in production volume in one day. So with the lawsuit and with September 11th, my career was over. But I had this great idea about this, creative other business that I had started. So I went to Germany to do some business and to visit my father, and my father had a stroke. But it wasn't really a stroke. My father had pancreatic cancer, and the cancer was so bad that it had metastasized all the way to the brain, which has caused the stroke. And my father literally died within only 6 weeks in my arms. So I'm traveling back and forth between the United States and Germany. And while we are at the funeral in Germany, and you have to imagine, we're in this little town in Nether Bavaria, and it's the Baroque church, and it's up on top of this hill overlooking the whole countryside. And we had literally just put the urn in the ground. And my phone rings, and it's my office in Los Angeles. I pick up the phone, and the voice says to me, my assistant says to me, "We've just been served a notice." So I was now also being thrown out of my house. So I had to move. I had no money. My worst case scenario already happened. So I had this big defining moment when I was in Germany. I sank to my knees. I dropped down to my knees, and I said, with my raised fist to God, and I know some may not agree with the way I do things, but I was mad as hell. So I raised my hand and I said, "If you have a plan, this would be a very good time to fill me in." It couldn't be that it was on me, that the joke at the end of the day was on me. I done things right. I don't lie, I don't cheat, I do a good job, I work hard, I raised my daughter by myself, I didn't shy of responsibility, I did everything that I thought was expected of me. And now this? So I had this great defining moment, and I came back and I said, if I drown, at least I drown in the ocean and not in a little puddle. So I kept plugging away. In the meantime, I had written a business plan before all of this, and I was so desperate that I wrote a letter to the President of the United States. And I got an answer. And this letter was also sent to the Small Business Administration in Los Angeles, and I get a call and I have a meeting, and all of a sudden I'm talking to the Small Business Administration helping me to get funding. And we restructured the $135,000 in debt. It freed up my line of credit just long enough for me to be profitable. It took only 3 months. That's how close I was. And next thing I know, 18 months later, I'm selling my company for millions of dollars to no other than Bill Gates. So I call this the tunnel analogy. It's like, when it gets really dark and the stuff piles up on top of you and you go in that tunnel and it's so dark that you can't see. You don't know if it's closer that way. Would it be easier to just turn around and go that way? Is the light just around the next corner? Is it dangerous to turn around? So when you're in that tunnel and it gets so dark, the only way for you to do is, plug on. You have to continue to move forward. And that's when I started to come up with this idea that I call ego rhythms. So, life really goes like this. So if you look at my stories, I had this terrible low point, and then I had this absolute high. So life just keeps continuing to go like that. So imagine, what if life is a big rhythm? What if I can teach you on how to define where that is? So imagine your life being this loaf of bread. And now you're taking your own personal life bread knife and you slice it into little pieces. And here is your career slice, and here's your motherhood, and here's your relationship, and here is your health. Ego rhythm, your own rhythm. Put the main focus on that. So, and whether you have little balance or not, I want you to begin by taking the time and start dreaming of what that perfect life for you may look like. So this is where this beautiful Want It All list comes in that I had designed specifically for you. So I want you to just take a moment and download that and start really thinking about what that perfect life could be like for you. So how can you change and how can we get you from where you are today to where you want to be after you've sort of defined that. So I know there are some challenges. And I know that this is not maybe something that everyone agrees with. And you may say to me, well, but my situation is different. I'm totally stuck. Things won't change. And I can't do this. It's too difficult. Nonsense. You don't have to be rich and famous. You don't have to have any special skill. Everyone, anyone, you can do this, and I can teach you how. I can teach you how to stop being miserable, how to step out, how to stop, feeling like you're too busy and the demands on you are just like too broad and vast. So stop taking care of everyone else first. Start taking care of yourself. Stop feeling emotionally drained, because if there's nothing left for yourself, you have nothing to give to anyone else. I don't want you to be burned out, okay? So let's take some time and dream about what it's like to have everything. And let's build a community of women together where we all exchange this information, where we're helping each other. The Women's Code's a place where we can be together, where we can learn about the new Code of Conduct for Women. And if I could teach you only 5 things, I teach you how to, balance yourself, how to have a beautiful family, a fulfilling career, how to have a great, personal life, and how to really be happy. So that's it, because most women are not utilizing their potential to the fullest, but I can show you how to change that. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear what it is that you want. So for any comments and questions, please go ahead and tell me what you're going through, what you're feeling. I do really want to hear from you. It doesn't matter where you are today. There is a way to live fuller, richer, and happier beginning today.